Hey, what's up guys? It's Joe from GadgetryTech.com, and today we are going to start the review for the Cherry MX Board Silent Keyboard. On the bottom left, the keen eye will notice it says designed by Cherry in Germany. This keyboard is actually a Cherry keyboard. It's not just another brand's keyboard that uses Cherry keys. The whole thing is from them. So now that you've seen the front, let's quickly flip this over because the first part of this video is just a very quick unboxing. We're not actually using it yet. This is just to show you what comes inside, what the contents are. Then we're going to use it for a week and come back to finish the review to let you know what our opinions are. So here's the back of the board. You're going to see a product breakdown. It says on the right, choose from 2 different switch types to find the best one for you. Feel the difference. It says Cherry MX Silent Black and Cherry MX Silent Red. We'll talk about actuation, pressure, and noise later, but that is what the box looks like. So I'll flip this back around very quickly. Open it up. There it is, original Cherry. Now, while I'm unwrapping this, this is not a board that's marketed for the gamers that like to have tons of macros programmed in, you know, crazy aesthetics, etc. It is about as straightforward as it gets. Think of this as the Rolls Royce of the office. So a very traditional layout. Instead of CTRL, you'll notice it says Control. Very traditional fonts. There's num, caps, and scroll lock. Normal spacing. It's a normal size keyboard. There's, again, nothing crazy here. It's as generic as it gets as far as looks. However, it's in black, unlike the beige mechanical keyboards you'd see in the 90s. This is at least brought into a little bit more modern era. Plus you get USB support and PS2. So whatever your keyboard may be, or computer may be, if you are in an office that uses PS2 and you want a new keyboard, this will still support you. Now the retail of this is $149.99, so it's not the cheapest keyboard, but I'm sure as I go into the review later and we actually start using it, you know, we'll cover all that. So they're rubber feet, and I think, let's see in the box here. Yep, when we were taking a look at this, it looks like these are removable, but there are little feet that snapped into place. And what's nice about these guys is they're actually rubberized. So unlike a lot of other feet that come out on keyboards to give you more of an angle, that are usually plastic and your keyboard slides around, these are rubber, which means once this slightly heavy keyboard is situated on your desk, it's very unlikely to move around a lot as you're typing. So that should be pretty nice for extended office hours. Or if you're working at home, typing a lot at home, this keyboard will hold up well. So let's just get the paperwork underneath. That's really all that comes in this box. Keyboard, the cable, and then 2 pieces of paper. One is the hazardous materials guide. Other one says technical data and certifications. Operating manual is basically plug the thing in. You don't need, and it tells you how to clean it. There's no drivers, just use the Windows drivers or Apple, and you're good to go. So that's the unboxing. We're going to use this again, like I said, for about a week. We'll finish up the review and let you know where our thoughts and opinions are, but hopefully this first half at least shows you what comes in the box and what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we've actually been using the Cherry MX Board Silent for quite a while now. It's been several weeks of use. I've tried to use it in mixed environments, virtual machines, multiple keyboards at the same time. I've used it as my main for a while, just to kind of get a feel for it and really compare it to other stuff that I use on a day-to-day basis. Now, I can tell you on the box, when I first started this unboxing, I said that there's reds or, MX Silence Black or Red, and they have different characteristics to them. This particular one has the Black series, the Silent Black, not the Silent Reds. Otherwise, if I pop the key off, this would actually be red here and not a dark gray. Biggest difference between the red and the black, they actually have the same actuating point, which is 2 millimeters, the same travel length, which is 4 millimeters or distance. But the black actually requires a little bit more force. Gamers might prefer the reds because it's super touchy. The black it requires about 33% more force, so a little bit more effort to type. However, that's still very little effort compared to most normal keyboards I type with, including this Steel series behind me. This is noticeably easier, so much so that if you tend to be a person that rests your hand on the keyboard as you're reading or playing something, and just the weight of your fingers or your hand, a little bit of extra pressure is enough to trigger that keystroke. So it's still pretty soft even on the black. But just something to keep in mind. Another thing I noticed after using it for a while, the board is actually extremely light considering it's all mechanical, but it's very, very lightweight inside. There is some flex in the chassis, so if I push pretty hard, you can see a few keys around it go down. I don't think that's going to impact quality at all. I think that's just the way the keyboard's designed. That's partly why the weight is lower, because the plastic is a little bit thinner. But that's that as far as the build quality. I haven't had any problems with reliability, and I mentioned this earlier. It's kind of like your luxury keyboard in the office environment. It doesn't look different than a lot of keyboards that you see on someone's desk. If anything, it looks bulkier and older. However, the keys are absolutely incredible. I can type faster on this keyboard than any other keyboard I have, and I have about 6 or 7 different ones that I experiment with between different computers and stuff like that. So I do love the typing performance of it. You also get laser etched keys. These aren't just molded ABS plastic keys, which tend to be cheaper. You can actually feel the texture in each key label, so it's very crisp and easy to read. Even though it's not backlit, I don't have to worry about glare making it difficult to read in poor lighting situations. Those obviously hold up really well over time too. You're not going to see those keys wear out and become faded. So durability is the key here. It's $150, which is way more expensive than any keyboard on a face value feature standpoint, but not so much on a quality standpoint. It's very comparable, because to get laser edge keys like that, it's about 40 bucks just to buy them if you're getting those key caps separately. So you're getting all that in the box. The LEDs up here, they do light up in blue, and I can actually trigger that real quick. I'll just plug this in real fast here. So there you go, caps lock. So it does light up in blue. There's a little bit of light bleed out. So when those LEDs are on, you can see the scroll lock glowing just a little bit. And if I turn it on, it'll of course get brighter. So that is the keyboard as far as the features go. It's very straightforward. A little bit of wasted space up top. There's a big forehead, if you will, on the top of this keyboard. It's likely that because Cherry makes the similar keyboard chassis for credit card readers and different POS terminals, they might have used the same mold. It's just filled solid here. Not a big deal, because the desk space behind your keyboard is often wasted, so I don't think it's the end of the world. What I do love though is the keyboard spacing is perfect, or the key spacing, so it's very easy to type with minimal typos. That's about it. The caps are removable, of course, so you can change them out, but it's an office keyboard. I don't think anyone buying these will change them out. Again, you can do the black or the red. The black just requires a little bit more force. The reds are super lightweight. I can't imagine getting it any easier than this before it becomes too weak as far as sensitivity goes. But yeah, very happy with the keyboard. The $150 is up to you if you're looking for something a little bit more flashy. There's other keyboards out there that tend to have more of an aesthetic to it, but again, this is more designed for like the office space, but you still get high quality components without being too flashy. So I guess the one last thing I'll end on is the noise. This is a mechanical keyboard as well, of course. If I type on this and then type on this, big difference with noise. It's much sharper and louder. This is pretty much impossible to type quietly on at night. This is the SteelSeries M500, but with the Cherry, if I wanted to, I could work and my kid could be asleep next to me. I don't have to worry about waking him up. So that about covers it. $149. I'd still consider it if it fits the features you're looking for as far as just an office keyboard goes. If you still want mechanical without all the noise, the build quality is excellent. It's just very basic looking. So to each its own. That about covers it. Thank you guys for watching. If you need anything, shoot me a comment below, and I will see you next time. Take care.